What's the YouTube? Dell here from Zephyr, and today I am bringing you the second Genesys profile for this channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a more modernized profile for Artmages. That's right, I've also included support from the most recent set, Doom of Dimensions, and what really makes this deck so good is that it only totals up to 90 points, and that is with some interactive hand traps in there and some breakers. Now I've decided to build the deck on a more of a breaker approach just because I like the idea behind it, and a lot of the breaker cards are either 0 points or just very, very cheap and easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the profile. This includes the main, the extra, and the side deck. So when I'm putting these points together, I think it's more valuable to show you everything and try to include it rather than not, here's a main deck that's 100 points, but then the side deck doesn't even include any cards at all. So they either need to be all 0 point cards, or you need to be able to kind of adapt the main deck. So I'm going to take you through this list, show you what we've got, explain why we've got it, and then kind of go on from there. I do like the idea, maybe in the future a little bit more, once I've understood the Doomsies and of course the Artmages a bit more, to try and get a hybrid going. I have seen a couple of builds going around that work really, really nicely, and it's more so like less than just using Medius to Pure. Like you do actually utilize your fusion monsters as well, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. If you want to keep seeing Genesys content, then make sure you get the video above 50 likes in the first 24 hours. And the next ones I'm currently working on are Blue Eyes, Black Rose, and then a couple of other decks as well. I want to try and look into Sharks, but I don't know how effective they are in the Genesys format. So, starting off with the main core card of the deck being Medius the Pure. Now, this is all 0 points. Like, there's no point cost whatsoever to Medius the Pure, which is why you want to be maxing out on it. It's actually a really good card. Like, I fully undervalued it when I was utilizing it in Artmages, and then once I played it in Doom Z, I was like, oh, yo, this is like absolutely insane. Now, obviously, with Doom Z, the reason it gets more value is its secondary effect that lets it come back from the graveyard by putting a monster from the hand or field back into the deck, but it banishes when it leaves the field. What works in Doom Z is that you're always using it as overlay material, so it never gets banished, which is crazy. Then we're on to the Artmage Power Patron. So again, this is a card that is 0 points. So like all of the Artmage cards are 0 points, wildly enough, which I love. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the whole strategy of the idea behind this one, is Medius the Pure or normal or special allows you to special summon from the hand or from the deck a Artmage Power Patron. I believe it's actually from the deck. Yeah, specifically from the deck, which is really annoying, but you get access to your Power Patron Artmage. Now this is the one that lets you fusion summon. The Doom Powers Patron is the one that lets you XZ, so that's when you can kind of utilize like a 1-on-1 sometimes if you wanted to. You can't special from the extra deck except fusions, and you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During the main phase, you get a quick effect to fusion summon a Artmage fusion monster or a Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation from the extra deck, using monsters you control and monsters from the hand or field. If this guy is sent from the hand or field to the grave, you get to add an Artmage spell or trap from the deck to the hand. So this one does the spells and traps, whereas the Doom Z one searches out Doom Z monsters, which is why they kind of get the balance going, which would be really kind of cool. Then we've got 2 Gothair. So this one is the first time it will be destroyed by battle each turn it is not destroyed, and you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Even try an Artmage card, you get a special on this card from the hand, and then you get to set an Archmage spell from the deck. You can target one spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it, and this is a quick effect if you have 3 or more different monster types on the field. So again, just more reasons that if you were able to kind of crack the Doom Z hybrid, you can get a little bit more. I feel that with the Doom Z hybrid, what you'd probably be doing is you'd probably be playing like one of all of the like the Artmage cards and then one of all the Doom Z cards, and then trying to find the bridge through the spells. Then we've got 2 Litera. So this one, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If you try an Artmage, you get to special summon it, and then you can add one Artmage card from the grave back to your hand. During your opponent's main phase, you get a quick effect to special summon an Artmage monster from the hand or grave except itself, and then return this card from the field to the hand. So that's how you can get like back the Artmage Power Patron and then produce a fusion summon. The final Artmage monster we're playing is the 1 Finmel. So this one is your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Artmage monster you control with card effects, which is actually quite important, especially when you look at the Genesys format. The Genesys format is kind of reminiscent of other Time Wizard formats, where it's a little bit slower, it's a bit more modernized. You will still get builds that will afford to play targeted effects like impermanence or just natural in-archetypal target effects. So having this to protect is really, really important. And then if you can draw an Artmage, you get to special on this card from the hand, and then you get to draw 1 card. During the main phase, if you have 3 or more different monster types on the field, you get a quick effect to negate the effects of all fatal monsters your opponent currently controls. Also, until the end of this turn, their attacks become halved. So it's a very, very nice defensive option, and you can afford to play 2 if you wanted to, because again, 0 points. Then we're going to be on 3 of the Artmage Academic Arcane Arts Apophis. Now, woo, a lot of A's, 5 A's. So during the main phase, you get to normal summon Immediate to Pure in addition to your normal summon or set, and you can only gain this effect once per turn. You can discard one spell or trap card and declare an Artmage monster card that is not among the monsters you currently control and has not been declared this turn. Add that monster from the deck to the hand, and you can't special from the rest of the turn except Artmage monsters, Immediate Pures, or from the extra deck. So the best thing about that is it basically means you can't just special summon down the Doomsies, which is why it gets a little bit complicated. But that's something that, again, you'd be working on the hybrid, but 0 points, and it gives you that much extension. You can use that effect as many times as you have spells to discard, which is why I tried to make this more of a breaker build, because then you have more spells that you don't mind discarding. Then 3 of the new card, Artmage Movement Pedigree. Now, this is another card of the reason why I wanted to make this as a breaker deck. And what I like about this is if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you special summon an Artmage monster from the deck in defense position, with a different name than the card you currently control. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate the effect of an Artmage field spell, you get to add an Artmage trap from the grave or banishment back to the hand. You can only use each effect once per turn, and you can't special from the extra the turn you activate this effect except fusions. So what I like about it is it's technically like the own in-archetypal fusion deployment, and what I like about this is I've got multiple ways to get access to Medius to Pure, so now I've got more ways to get to the Power Patron if the Medius Pure gets stopped, because the Power Patron can't come off the back of a fusion deployment, whereas Medius can. So you've got more ways to save your normal summon. Not that you need to do it, but you'll see that a little bit more when I get to the side deck of why saving your normal summon could be an option to main deck this card rather than siding it. Then we've got 3 Artmage Alteration. So you place an Artmage field spell from your deck or graveyard. Now, it's specifically Artmage Academy, but rather than saying the 5 A's again, maybe I'd just say place 1 Artmage 5 A's or Artmage 4 A's, because it's Artmage and then 4 A's. Anyway, from your deck or graveyard face up into your field zone, or if you control an Artmage field spell already, you add an Artmage card from the deck to the hand instead, except itself. When your Artmage monster is targeted for an attack, you get to banish this card from the grave, negate the attack, and then you can special summon Immediate to Pure from the hand. Only use each effect once per turn. Then we've got 2 of the Vandalism. So when this card is activated, you add Immediate to Pure from the deck to the hand, and then you get to target a face-up monster you control. If that face-up monster would be used as fusion material this turn, it is treated as an Artmage monster. You can use each effect once per turn. If an Artmage field spell you control would be destroyed by card effect, you get to send this card you control to the grave instead. So it's a nice little way of being able to protect everything you need to. Then for the penultimate cards, we've got the 1 Artmage Masterwork, 1 Artmage Awakening, and then one of the brand new Turmoil. So the succession is during the main phase, fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using monster from the hand or field, including an Artmage monster. And if this card is in the field zone, this monster gains 500 attack. Now the benefit of something like this, as you might have noticed, is that the Power Patron is an illusion monster. So the card that is going to cost you the most single points on its own is the Azamina Sylvia. This is just like your Omni Negate. So it is useful playing it, and this is one of the ways you can get into it. Then you've got the Awakening, so special summon an Artmage monster or Immediate to Pure from the deck. For the rest of the turn, the activation of your cards and effects that include the effect of fusion summon a fusion monster cannot be negated, and your opponent cannot activate cards or effect when a monster is fusion summoned this way. You can banish this card from the grave to target an Artmage monster you control, return that monster to the hand or extra deck, and if you do, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Now, the reason you can afford to play one of each of these is for the pure fact that you're playing Pedigree, which lets you bring these back once you've used them, so really, really good resource. And then the brand new Turmoil. So you target a monster in your opponent's graveyard, return an Artmage monster you control to the hand or extra deck, and if you do, special summon that target to your field, but negate its effects. If this card is sent to the grave to activate the effect of the field spell, you get to add an Artmage spell from the from your grave or banishment back to the hand. You can only use each effect once per turn, and you can't special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect except fusion monsters. Then the rest of the cards I'm going to about show you are breakers and everything else in between. So the reason you're going to want to go for these cards, and apologies for the different sleeves, but they're currently in like my main like advanced style deck right now. But you'd go for 3 Mulchami Fulos, 7 points each, pretty worthwhile. 3 Super Polymerization, 10 points each, crazy powerful breaker, and you get to play loads of Super Poly targets. 3 Ultimate Slayer, 0 points. 3 Fusion Duplication, 0 points. And then 3 Dark Rule No More. Also 0 points. So the benefit of cards, and the reason I wanted to go down this route more than anything, is because they're spells that can be discarded. So they get you that resource that if you go first, you discard them off the field spell. If you go in second, of course they are great breakers. And then if you open up multiple Dark Rulers, you just discard them off the field spell and you still get to advance your game state and your field presence and everything else in between. The final card we play in the main deck is going to be your Blazing Cartasia, which is going to be 3 points itself as well. And that is going to unlock other different other options for you. It's also a target that comes off the back of Fusion Deployment. And it's one of them cards that if a Fusion monster goes to the grave, you get to add back that resource, which is going to be really, really important. So now let's move on to the extra deck. We are playing 2 Artmage Deactorus. Now the benefits on this again, 0 points, no cost, great. It requires Medius of Pure and an Artmage monster. You target a monster on the field, it changes battle position. And when your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, if you have 3 or more different monster types on your field, quick effect, you get to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this Fusion Stone card is destroyed, you get to special summon a Medius of Pure from the hand, deck, or banishment. Only use each effect once per turn. Then we've got 1 of the Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation. It requires 3 Artmage monsters and must first be either fusioned or specialed from the extra deck in defense position by tributing 3 monsters with different types. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. While a card is in the field zone, this card cannot be destroyed by card effect, and then once per turn when you activate an Artmage monsters effect, you get a quick effect to make this activation effect become destroy all cards your opponent controls. So nice field clear, and you can see that it kind of marries up with the breaker aspect. Then we've got the generic Sylvia, and then we've got our super body targets and obviously other ways to summon this in the Magister's Torozo, Dracus Depelia, Secturion Dragon, Mud Dragon, Double Garura. These are all 0 points, which is just wild. We've then got the 1 Grand Grignal, and then the target I choose to get off the back of this one is the Despian Proskelion. It's just a really nice option that not a lot of people are expecting, but you can of course go down the standard route of Lulu Warlift. That's entirely up to you. Then we've got our 3 Ultimate Slayer targets to cover Synchros, Xyz, and then Fusions, because of course Garura can also be a target that deals with Fusions as well. So that's it for the entire main deck and the extra deck. Now to show you the side deck. So for the side deck, I decided to go with 3 Lava Golem. 0 points for 3 Lava Golem, and in a deck like this where I can get access to Medius of Pure without needing to normal summon, I've got ways to save my normal summon, not even use my normal summon. Like, Lava Golem is so good. For the other hand trap S cards, again, you have 10 more points to play around with if you wanted to, but I decided to go with 3 Skullmeister and 3 DD Crow because just to deal with that pesky graveyard. Like, I'm playing breakers, I can deal with the field, and then I've got cards that let me deal with the graveyard. Considering other breakers as well, Dark Hole, 3 points each, I'll take it. And then 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 0 points, and I need to deal with spells and traps, and this is one of the best ways to do it, unless you are playing a card that doesn't mind cards being discarded, and then you play Twin Twisters. So you are pretty much covering everything you need. So that is it for the entire profile. If you do have any questions at all whatsoever, please let me know in the comments down below. More than happy to answer them. I actually really do like the Genesys format. I think it allows you to be very creative. It allows you to adapt, and it also allows you to play decks that you might not always have played as highly and as competitively in the modern format. Stuff like Artmages, I think are a really kind of cool deck and a really kind of cool art type as well. And like I said, I played Doomsday at Locals the other day and I really did enjoy it. And I'm like, right, I know there is a build floating around where you utilize Artmages a little bit more, and it means you use your fusion plays as well as your general other plays as well. So it'd be really kind of cool, like your Doomsday plays. So it'd be really kind of cool to play around with that and see what you can kind of achieve. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.